Oh man, a lot of parts of the world are here in lockdown, but I want to do a quick recap of some conventions that I visited in the last couple of years. Okay guys, consider subscribing, hit that little bell, become on the Wicked family, and let's go Predator mode. Okay guys, so we're starting off with the Retro Game Convention in Tilburg 2017. And these videos are not the same quality that I'm having nowadays, but they are still usable in my opinion. But I just want to give you like an idea what are we going to get here when it comes to retro game conventions. I've been to this retro game convention for a couple of years now, even before I was starting YouTube. So most of this recording is basically from the same place. But what they are doing, like moving around the tables a lot, and also when it comes to resellers and like people, like personal people selling their collections. And I think that is just really cool that you're having like a variation when it comes to people offering new products. Yeah, and this is just an overkill of stuff. I can tell you, like, I could like go to a convention. I was the first one that came in and I was the last one that goes out, because I am just keep walking around, and every time basically you are seeing something new because there's so much information coming at you. In combination with having these like cardboard bins when they just trash everything in, like controllers, games, and sometimes you find hidden stuff like hidden gems. You find these awesome products like this fake controller for a couple of euro, and I love it. But another thing is, like, I want to know from you, how is it with the retro game convention? And I'm just so curious how it will be in general, like in 2021. If you're going to get a convention, how will the prices be? Because the prices, oh boy, with the stuff going around in the world, I noticed that the prices went up like crazy. And that of course is the question, will this remain in the future? I also noticed like we're having a lot of different other stuff, not even when it comes to retro games. We had some modern games, keychains, you can buy yourself a Mario hat, like weird Lego stuff, Pokemon, you name it, there is for everybody, there is always well something you can buy. And that is also like what I find very cool. So okay, this is a great example. Let's walk a little bit more and you will see like these big bins of PlayStation 1 games. I love those things. Because here you can see like we're having piles of games, and sometimes when you search for, let's say, the right game or the right reseller, you can find them still for very good prices. Some have like this combinations of 25 euros for 3 games, and you can make a lot of great deals. And overall, like, I don't mind like buying stuff from online stores, but I love like retro game convention. It's so more convenient. But now seeing these light guns, I'm more like, oh, I wish there was now this convention. I would definitely pick them up. And I can see a lot of weird clone systems like the UFO, stuff that I would love to review here on the channel. And this is something that you find sometimes, like this very nice looking arcade machine, just a single player bar top. But this thing looks pretty damn cool. Pokemon cards, you name it. PlayStation 3, the fat model. There is so much stuff. Disney, Amiibos, and overall there is so much, and even sealed. Game Boys, the classic ones, the Pocket, the Advance, you name it, it's here. By the way, I've never seen that thing before, like in Dreamcast, or what is it, a GameCube controller with a keyboard in it. Weirdness, really just weirdness. Sega CD 2. But you know what I find really funny with these conventions? When you're looking around for a certain game, it's highly possible that you will find it eventually. Sometimes you still need to find, depending how rare it is, but when you find the game, sometimes you just need to wait. Just need to wait. I'm thinking, Wicked, what are you talking about? It's like when you're waiting for a certain game to pop up from a seller, sometimes you can find it even cheaper somewhere else. And that is something I noticed a lot. The same goes with retro game consoles. If you want to get one in better condition, just walk another couple of rounds and eventually you will maybe find it. And there are people on the convention for fun making these plastic beads, let's say art, and I love it, man. It's just pretty cool. I don't know if they're still making it because this recording is already a couple of years old, but it's so much fun to watch it together with you guys and just to see what people are making, because a lot of people are super creative. But let's check out a round 2 of this convention. And if you're thinking, wait, what, round 2? Yeah, so here we're having a round 2 up to 3 conventions from the same person. And that is what I find always really interesting, that even for round 2 or round 3, we're going to get completely different stuff. So here, me not talking and just enjoy the video footage. But even when I'm watching this old video footage, it's just super cool to see a lot of stuff that I wish I even bought it back then. So some people like showing their Pokemon collection, like look at me how many freaking Pokemon games I have. And we're like, okay. But the thing is, like, I find so much interesting products even now I'm watching on this. Like, if I was there, I would pick up like a PC Engine. I did notice like this portable display. There was so much stuff that I sometimes find on, they say, the second-hand places. I'm not talking about eBay because they are like always asking the maximum amount of money. But this is like really cool, like digging through the piles of stuff, especially when having the basket full of games. Okay, so let's talk about the same year again, but this time it was something different. It was a combination of a retro game convention with a retro game hall. But I will show you later on in the video what I mean. So when it comes to the stuff that they offered was slightly the same like back in Tilburg, and the reason why was because a lot of the same sellers. I don't know exactly how many tables there were there, but I knew there were like slightly less of them, and because there was a same convention in Belgium. Yep, the neighbors. I'm from the Netherlands, by the way, if you didn't know. So it was like a very bad timing, and it was just really a big bummer. So basically with two conventions on the same day, yeah, a lot of sellers and also like the people who are coming to the convention will be splitting up. And I only visited this one, and I just wanted to give you a quick look. So there were some mixed of sellers that were like companies that were selling products, but also like a lot of people making, let's say, homebrew stuff, like 3D printed stuff. I did spotted some really cool products there, a little bit back in the video. But overall, like the same stuff when it comes to retro game, even some import stuff from Japan, and a lot of unique products. Even this handheld player, the FC Pocket. And I did spoke with a guy, and I can recall that it was not like the FC Pocket from AliExpress. It was from Japan, so it was quite interesting. Vectrex is one of the systems I still want to have in my collection. I didn't have it as a child, but I think it's really cool. They are not cheap, that is one thing for sure, but there's something really unique. When I'm recording this and putting all of these things together, like all the videos in this compilation, it's like there is so much, and there's like feeling like an endless line of retro game systems. So maybe in the future I will do it a little bit slightly different when it comes to recording, highlighting more unique stuff. That is something I wanted to do for a very long time. If we're going to get any convention in 2021, I hope so. It will be great to make like an update video and maybe a search from awesome stuff that I can show here on the YouTube channel. People are very creative when it comes to these cabinets, where they are basically keeping the expensive games, and most of them lay around 100, even more. A lot of PlayStation titles. And again, sorry guys, I didn't show a lot of prices. These are just old recordings, so you couldn't even see them anyway, or you need to hold them up close to the camera. Even some old school copy boxes. Nowadays, I would say that they're not pointless, but let's be honest guys, we're having now Everrise for 20 bucks that do the same, and they are super convenient. A lot of boxed games, they're not sealed. I think they're like seals that people make them themselves. What I find always cool, that like from all ages people visit retro game stores. So it's not like the dudes from my age, they're like younger children coming to the conventions, just searching for the old stuff that we grow up with. That is so cool. A lot of boxed N64 games. I think like that will be the next platform that will be very expensive. It's still not as popular like the Mega Drive and the Super NES, but still it's a very cool platform with a lot of great games. Okay, so this convention was very unique. You could visit like the retro game convention only, or like had this combination card where having this lounge over this bar. We have a lot of game systems. It was just crazy how many there were, and like everything like old school up to retro arcade. Was all kinds of arcades, some I never seen before, so that was pretty cool to see. It was a lot of fun. So after the convention we visit this retro arcade, and the room itself was quite huge. Even a photo play, that is pretty cool. You can see we have everything like air hockey tables. There are some bigger racing arcade games, so basketball games. Route 66, oh, an old school classic. So there were some pretty cool arcades. Okay, so let's take a close look at the retro convention in 2018. Yep, a new year, a new convention, and I had a little blast, man. There was so much new stuff, and people are like being super creative, trying to resell their games. Like this guy. A lot of everything was picked up very nicely. Well, a lot of cheap games. So let's take a close look at the next basket. Super NES games. This one more like the cheap stuff. Holy crap, this guy has a lot of controllers. So NES is more like the first console I got, and from the Sega Mega Drive, or Genesis known in the US, was my first device that I fell completely in love with when I started with my, let's say, retro gaming addiction, but I just loved the games and I played so much on it. Atari is a little bit in front of my time, and I think that a lot of people will find it interesting to see it, and you can buy it all kinds of versions. I did notice even some wireless Atari controllers. There is a guy even selling off his Game & Watch collection with all these things. He has refurbished them so they will work perfectly. So it's quite interesting. I didn't ask him for the prices because, for the people who didn't know, Game & Watches nowadays are just crazy expensive, or most of them. I love them, like especially this mini arcade edition. He even has some smaller watches and some other sealed games. So this guy has an amazing collection, and this is the stuff that you can find. Like, it is already cool to see it here. Snoopy Nintendo, didn't even know there was. I didn't even know it existed. I don't like about the Mario and Donkey Kong ones, Frogger. Here we have like piles of boxed games. Something I noticed, like I find quite interesting, like these album Nintendo stickers, official album stickers, I need to say it correctly. Okay, so another thing is Game Boys. If you're searching for one on a convention like these, oh boy, there are so many of them. So the most Game Boys you will see, like original ones, the classic Game Boys. Some are refurbished, some are just original with the problems with the displays. Atari Jaguar without the box. This is something I really love to review on the channel and have in the collection. A lot of box systems. I'm just going to be honest with you guys, I am not the biggest fan of boxes, and the reason why, because they're always going to get messed up or laying in the way here. So you're searching for a Nintendo DS Lite, 3DS or 3DS XL. Oh boy, there are so many of these things. This guy makes some really nice arcade machine, like a New Year, another person making arcade machines. Weird thing is, like, you don't find these guys on the second marketplace. They're mostly searching for stuff, but this thing looks really nice, Retrogate. T-molding is more like this silver metallic. I'm guessing this thing will run on a Pi or a Pandora's box. 8-bit Misfits, that's the person who makes these cabinets. Man, damn, the paint job is really good. It looks really nice. And like always, games. Super Soccer, €5. Oh yeah, FIFA games, NHL. Mario Kart, €35. Of course, that game is always super expensive. But even when retro gaming is going to be super expensive, yeah, it's just a fact in the last couple of years it has been like crazy on the market, like prices going up, and finding a game sometimes is quite difficult for a low price. Still, on the convention, I'm 100% sure you can still find a lot of great stuff for not a lot of money. And some people will ask some crazy prices for some games, but some will ask like very reasonable prices. So let's take a close look here. Asterix and Obelix, a really fun game, €25. To translate around $30 in dollars. So, but this sounds maybe weird, but also for the games I prefer to like have only cartridges. For the Super NES, they are cheaper. And you can see like they will give you like a box protector with it. I'm very pleased, especially when the more expensive games. But let me know in the comments, what do you think of expensive games? See, like I buy these games to play, and if I need to pay €300-400, I'm more like rather not, and just skip it. So most of the time I will buy the Mega Drive games box because they are, saying that you don't find them like cartridge only. Most of the time it's quite weird. €20. There are some really cool games. Of course we have Golden Axe, one of my favorite games with the cheesy computer. Let's see what we have here. Oh, Turtles Tournament Fire. Already own the game, €50. Damn, that's a lot of money. Zombie Ate My Neighbors, also in grade 1. Yeah, there are some cool games here. Alright, so here we're having some Game Boy Classic. To be honest, I am not the biggest fan. I personally prefer to have a Game Boy Advance. Some super key, like the naughty cards. Some Atari Lynx games. Oh, maybe in the future I will pick more up for my system. I have an Atari Lynx, so I can pick it up and play some more games on it. And also I want to do an upgrade with my display itself. PlayStation Portables in box. So Retro Convention Tilburg 2019. That was, by the way, the last convention I visited back in the day. So most parts of the world went in lockdown, so there were no conventions. But nevertheless, therefore I just wanted to make this recap. 2019, I used one of my better cameras, so the convention has been recorded way better than my previous reviews. But the thing is, like, there was so much more stuff. And yes, it's the same location all over again. And yep, we had a lot of same games. But I can tell you, like, there were so many new people on this convention. I think there were over 200 different tables, and this divided over a lot of different people, like companies, but also like private persons that's selling their collections or part of the collection. It's just crazy how much stuff you can find. Fun facts, like they call this like a retro game convention, but you can actually like find new generation of games. Even in 2019, I could find a lot of PlayStation 4 games. So there is always a game for somebody, I think, and that is what I like about these. And again, hunting mode, just search for stuff. GameCube, Wii, everything can be found here. Some of the prices are quite good in my opinion, like we have Street Race 2 for 35, 30. This one was less condition, to check it out back in the day. But it's just okay. They're asking on the second-hand market way more online. So in the future I will go to the convention. If I'm hoping I can do it this year. What a weird thing is this, never seen it. I don't have a PlayStation 1 Slim. Sega Saturn, NES, Super Famicom and N64. And you will, but I think like if you're going to a convention to buy like just a regular game or a regular console, you will find enough, like more than enough. It's more like overkill. But when you're going to take a close look at the Japanese consoles, like the exclusive stuff, you always can find it here. And in the upcoming videos I will search for it, because I want to have more exclusive stuff, not only like the package from China, but weird stuff. Twisted Metal, €20, that's not a lot of money. I like that game, by the way. Not my favorite one. Personally, like Twisted Metal 2 will always be my favorite one. But I think it's time for me to stop talking and let's enjoy the show. And let's add some music. Okay guys, so there is so much stuff that we can see in the last couple of years on the conventions, and again it's the same place, but the fun fact that there was always something new to see, especially when you're going to be in a hunting mode or in predator mode in my case. Oh man, there is so much stuff I can find and maybe buy. So let me know in the comments, what do you think of these conventions? Do you have them in your country, and are they big or you don't have them at all? Let me know. So in the future I will make more of these videos when the new conventions will come. The editing will be slightly different, maybe like a multiple episode, like doing an overview of the full, like say the full convention, what you can buy. Like it will be like a 30-minute or 15-minute video, but maybe I can make like a highlight video where I highlight all the unique stuff. That will ask like the sellers that they can show it off. Yeah, let me know in the comments what do you think of this. I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit that little bell, become one of the Wicked family, and don't miss out a new episode of the Wicked Predator mode or another review. And it would be great just to have you here in the Wicked family.